have big roots and are invasive?
You know, I don't know. I just know that when every time I bring it up to Lee, and you're right, it comes up a lot. It tells me the
There must
same
be an issue then.
reason why. So yeah.
It also has to do with, part of that is the Lakewood, and part of it's Long Beach, depending on where you're standing. And it gets both cities to agree on something over the years has been a problem too.
You don't do half a median?
You can just let it overgrow Lakewood side.
Yes, Jennifer.
If we can't do the medians, what about at least?
And they got the tires removed.
Okay.
And it was city folks that were in there taking out the weeds.
I saw a big truck
Yeah.
up in there one day, and it was like back in the corner where the tires were, but it was not a city truck, and I did call the PD, but
Okay.
I don't know if anyone showed up or not.
Yeah, it's a
I was
perfect
driving
dumping
by.
ground. Right.
Okay.
Well,
Thank
and
you.
there's RFPs out on those lots yet, or?
Not yet, but soon.
But soon, which is a request for proposals, and probably we're pointing them in the directions of for sale housing kind of thing, or?
I'm not sure what that is going to be. You know, what they're recommending is that we just throw it out there and see what the development community wants to suggest. And if it stays vacant and it stays not a dumping ground, I don't care how long the white fences stay there. You know,
Yeah.
it's valuable dirt that the city owns, and I think we have to be very careful how we build, you know, on the properties that we've taken down. We don't need to be in a hurry to do it.
I heard that the property, there was a church going in on Del Amo on the south side near the river, bike path,
Oh, okay, that's,
or were you going to talk about it in your?
we can talk about all of it. We can talk about it now.
No, if you're going to talk about it, we can wait,
No,
But
you know what, they ran out of money, so they put the property, does everybody know where we're talking about? So they put the property back on the market, and I did talk to Lee and to Parks and Rec to maybe consider, someone is interested, one of the developers for the Long Beach Boulevard site across the street from Dooley School is interested in it for high-density housing, and I said, no, that is not going to work. It's right next door to a trailer park, and no, you know. So there's the discussion about maybe doing some kind of a additional parkland. Maybe there could be a visitor center there that goes along with the Riverlink project. So we're just beginning those conversations.
wonderful. Okay, if there isn't anything else, I want to move on a little bit, but I'm going to make a little bit of a, it's not political, but it's just like a community activist kind of statement relative to redevelopment. I don't know if you know it or not, but the redevelopment agency board several years ago indicated that there were not to be any billboards in redevelopment areas. Well, there's a proposal out from the city that's interested in putting electronic billboards along the freeways. They want to put 4 on the 405, 1 up on the 91 near Paramount, I believe, 1 down the 710 just south of PCH. They're those giant-sized electronic billboards. And they're all in redevelopment areas. And a lot of folks feel that billboards equal blight. And the redevelopment agency board basically has stated that when they have a no billboard policy. Probably April 15th, I don't know if the council members know, this item's supposed to come again before the city council. And I'm looking for support because part of what we do as CAG is we want to beautify our neighborhoods. And I don't know that billboards really do that for us. So any support we can get along that route would be very, very helpful. Do we have any Ninth District residents? You got something for us?
Hey, bye, guys.
You don't have anything? Oh, you see?
Yes. I've noticed that there's been a lot of tagging of the, graffiti tagging of the signs. These are the entry or the directional signs onto the 91 freeway. Specific example is the one off of Cherry onto the 91, eastbound on the 91.
Because Richard is taking care of the westbound.
You got signs on both sides of the 2 lanes that go up there, and they've been almost completely tagged with paint
Yeah, I've
and
noticed that
unreadable.
sometimes with
It's
these.
happening on Del Amo onto the 710 freeway, both
Yes.
directions. Yeah. It's
And we're working with
something
Christine
new.
Anderson from Caltrans to get on these things.
Yeah, it's a Caltrans issue, it isn't a police issue. So if you let your council offices know, is that probably the best thing, and then you,
Duly noted, duly noted. Okay.
The other thing that you can do when it's graffiti on signs that are not City of Long Beach signs, or along the river, or along the freeway, if it's here in Long Beach, you can call our graffiti hotline, and then she will make the report to the appropriate agency that's not Long Beach,
I know
whether
you
it's
have
a
it
county
memorized.
or a state.
you have it memorized?
No,
570-2773.
thank you, Dan.
570?
2773.
Right, graffiti hotline.
I have it on speed dial, so.
I know, and so do I, so I don't have the number memorized. Anything else before we move on? Wow, that's not bad. But I will let the commander know. You know, we complained about the traffic on Atlantic.
Housing community in Long Beach. Rates, we've got 3 and 4 bedrooms in the market rates. So, but they're all really spacious.
Are they garages?
They do. It's shared parking, so basically when you would go into your garage, you've got your own clicker to your door and everything. It looks like private garages from the exterior. There's just no partitioning walls dividing up the spaces, but they're all really pretty good size.
Anything else? You guys shopping today? Okay. Well, you know, once a year, we have nominations. And we'll have them for the board for K, for this meeting and the next meeting. The next meeting, we will have our election. So we're always looking for people that are interested in participating in a neighborhood organization that was nominated as a finalist for Neighborhoods USA. I mean, this is such an opportunity for you folks. So do we have anybody that just really wants to serve? Why does this not surprise me? It really isn't that much of an effort in terms of the amount of time that you have to put in. I mean, I probably take care of most of it, and the truth is that I'll put my name on here because I think it's a really important thing to do for the community. I think that we need organizations like this. I think it's very important to educate the community and let them know what's going on. I also know that as a group, we are much more powerful than we are as individuals because we have a voice that matters in the community. I mean, we get quoted as an organization. So every time you vote and you take a stand on certain issues, that comes forward. And I write a letter, or the secretary will write a letter and let the council know how we feel. So I take this very seriously. I know people don't necessarily, they have too much to do and all that kind of thing, but you know, CAG has a good history. We've done a lot in the community, and it's not a bad thing to do. So I'm going to put my name on here, and I want you to think about this for a second. Because I'm willing to do this until I drop, at least, you know, for however long it takes, because I really think it's important.
And you know what?
Dion.
Is Dan Pressburg in the room?
No, but I think he said he would be interested in participating.
I'd like to nominate him since he's not here.
Call the city tomorrow. Yeah, what?
Well, you know, you got good people here, so hopefully we'll get that taken care of. I don't know what the issue might be. Yeah, but you can't have a community garden without water, I'm sorry, it just doesn't work. Well, anyway, Felix does a great job. He lives on Plymouth, and he keeps a real good eye out on the neighborhood, and he's really a good friend and neighbor to my little neighborhood, and thanks for being here, I appreciate it. So, you know, he takes a lot of responsibility in the neighborhood, and that's a good thing. Farmers Market every Thursday night, 3 to 6. Bixby strollers, boy, you're missing something. We're doing tours of Bixby Knolls like you couldn't believe. We went through the Adobe. Rancho, Adobe. It's an Adobe, right? Right. And that was really, really nice. We've gone through some nice areas, and it's a lot of fun. Get your exercise, free coffee.
And it's generally anywhere from $50 deal time.
That's all right, I'm flexible.
Yeah, she is. She's a pushover.
I did. Okay, we got another one of these beautiful. We've only been once, actually. Has anybody been there lately? I mean, it's nice and pleasure to introduce our illustrious